Now, many of you already know that each and every week on Tuesday we get insurance registrations, which the report that we got yesterday highlighted that Nio sold 10,300 units for last week, or had 10,300 units for the week ending the 26th of October 2025. Now, this was great news to see Nio delivering 10,000 or plus 10,000 2 weeks in a row. That is something that we have not seen on Nio, and seeing that finally happening, it shows us that we are in a new game, in a new era. Now, same as last week, we did not get a report for any other new energy vehicle company in China. I think it's very much interesting. I see some of the people are also discussing about this. I mean, last week I also discussed that, look, we did not get the report of the other, or showing the performance of the other new energy vehicle car makers, but we are only getting the numbers for Nio. It's very interesting because when Nio was struggling with sales, these reports were coming, flooding the streets of social media like crazy. There was no shortage of insurance registrations report. But last week, seeing that 10,800 that Nio delivered, the report was never released. This week's report is the same story. We did not get a release of other new energy vehicle car makers as to how they performed last week, which, like I said, it's very interesting. I think some people, it's only fair that we assume that it's not a coincidence. I think part of the reason why those reports, or some of those reports, were being shared was to shame Nio, right? Was to show the new investors that they were actually investing onto a stock that might not even go anywhere because the deliveries were struggling. But right now that the new deliveries have improved significantly, or continue improving significantly, this report is no longer available. Nio is even selling way better than other new energy vehicle uh, companies that used to publish this report. I mean, it is no secret that Lioro was one of the companies that was publishing the insurance registrations figures, and this was this was because the time that they were publishing that report, they were on prime, right? They were doing so well in terms of deliveries. But now, since the month of September, in fact from August and September, these last 2 months, Nio has been delivering, overall monthly deliveries of Nio have been coming over or better than that of Lioro, which shows that things have changed, things are changing. And maybe part of the reason is because, I don't know, this is my opinion, it's because maybe Xpeng realizes that, of course, that report which they used to share right now, it's gonna paint them bad. But they never really were not thinking about what that thing, or those reports where insurance for registrations for Nio were low, how it will affect the company, or how it would impact Nio. But nonetheless, all I'm trying to say on this video is that even this week, the week that Nio we saw them having 10,300, we are still not having the insurance registrations figures for any new energy vehicle car maker in China. And I think the figures are there. I will tell you something, the figures are there. It's just that probably the publishers, maybe they are, I don't know, they are deciding also not to share anymore because some of their favorites maybe are also not on the list. But this is what I think, because there's no way that there's only figures for Nio and there's no other figures for the other cars or new energy vehicles, right? I think they are there. It's just a matter of I think these companies, some of them, to protect themselves against what might happen, because as it stands, if you look at the famous Chinese trio new energy vehicle companies, Nio, Lioro, and Xpeng. Xpeng's market cap is over $21 billion, or almost $22 billion, and the market cap for Lioro, it's just around $21 billion on the spot, around there, plus minus, right? Our very own Nio, we still got like market cap of 17-18 billion dollars, which shows you that we are still very far off, 5 billion, 6 billion dollars far off from where the others are sitting at. And we cannot be talking about profitability because Xpeng is not yet profitable, but of course I think it's the kind of deliveries that they've been reporting. I mean, year to date, Xpeng from January to September, they've seen an over 200% in delivery growth. That's part of the reason why their market cap is up. Nio, on the other hand, year to date, they've seen like a 13% decline in terms of the deliveries that they've sold from January to September. Our very own Nio, this year I think we have seen over 40% of growth, which is also a very good growth, because you will know that any number or any kind of growth that is over the average growth that is expected onto China, which is between 34 and 36% of new energy vehicles this year. You and me can agree that 40%, any number over that, it simply means that Nio is performing more than it's performed. The kind of performance that we are seeing onto Nio, it's higher than the majority of the companies that are in this new energy vehicle market. By the way, it's going to even be much better now in Q4. But anyways, I do not want to make this video too long. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price are going to be rewarded with time. Look, man, it takes me some time to make this video, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up, is to subscribe, is to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I will see you on the next one though. That is all from me, my dear friends, and God bless you all.